Be strong.
Let go of fear, you're holding the fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know I'm in for.
The Circle City in the background as we get ready for some racing here on a Friday night. Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Speedway, Indiana is the location for tonight. And the running, a special event, by the way, on this Friday evening. Usually we get some stock car racing on a Friday night, but Memorial Day weekend has begun, and we have got to some great racing in line for you this evening as we welcome you in tonight to the special running for the Stars and Stripes Racing Series in the Virtual Indianapolis 500-mile race here at Indy. I am the captain, Chris Scala. Hello. Let me welcome you in tonight for those watching me for the first time, part of the Stars and Stripes Racing Series, and for those who just happen to run into me here on the stream, we appreciate you joining me. And for those who have heard of me and are watching for about the 150th time, I apologize. I'm kidding, but I do appreciate you coming back to watching us this evening. As you see, 200 laps tonight, 500 miles about to go racing. Winner's going to get $80 tonight, 40 going to second, 20 going to third, and we have got a great night of racing in line for you. 79 degrees, track ambient temp, I should say, 123 down on the track. And, of course, they are running the Indianapolis IndyCar Oval, the 2.5-mile track, which actually has a little bit of a shorter pit road than the stock car version. So that's the pretty much biggest difference when it comes to the Indy cars, when it comes to the Indy Oval here at the Speedway. We got 32 cars signed up to go racing tonight, and we are in line for some great racing tonight. We got a lot of members of the Stars and Stripes Racing Series. We've got some drivers who aren't normally a part of the series, and I'm going to be honest, we got a couple of ringers in this series tonight, a couple of IndyCar guys who run in some leagues that I broadcast normally. They reached out and said, Cap, this looks like a fun race. I want to be a part of it, and I don't think they recognized that what they were getting into, and they're going to race tonight, so they're going to have a lot of fun, and I think we're going to see some great racing here this evening. Of course, live chat up and running. I appreciate the viewers so far tonight. Let's work on that count, and let's get it up there. If you're new to the broadcast, we'd love for you to be a part of this broadcast. So, all right, qualifying about to begin. We're going to go down there for qualifying and let you guys check it out. We're going to go start with the first car I find on track, and that appears to be Kyle Bowling in the number 44 car. And now, a lot of these drivers, I'm going to be honest with, I don't know many of the names of. I've never seen them out here or raced with them before, so if I get a name wrong tonight, feel free to mention it over in chat, and I'll be glad to work on it. I'm one that likes to try to perfect everything on my broadcasts and stuff, so feel free to, again, correct me if you see anything that, or hear anything, I should say, that might be mispronounced or something. So let's turn the audio on here so you can hear the cars out on track. And here we go. Unfortunately, not a 3-wide start. That is something that iRacing doesn't allow. But we'll do what we can to try to have something similar to that as we watch the cars on track. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see cars that are out on track right now, like Scott Rickard, Nick Holland, Chris Essery, and Dennis Steele, Thomas Verez, all those guys on the track. These all our qualifying times you're going to see at the bottom of the screen. When they're on the track, as they get close to the start-finish line, you'll see Thomas Velez green. Offerman's green. Green means obviously good. Yellow means not as fast. Purple is a pole time right now when it's all over with. So as we watch the number 44 out on track right now, Kyle Bowling, there's the purple. So right now 40.2 is the pole lap. Let's see what these other guys can run out here. Let's jump down to Scott Rickard goes to the pole. How about Nate Lynch here into the number 13 car? Mike Lynch jumps up P3. Dennis Steele fourth right now with Christopher Wade in the top 5. You'll see the times popping up there on the left-hand side this evening. Oh, and a little loose there for Nate. Nice save. And for what was the question asked I saw in chat? Yes, I am commentating this race all tonight. So we're going to be here all 200 laps tonight. No commercials. I might like take a break for a quick second or whatever, but no commercials. So we're going to have some fun tonight. We'll do some interviews throughout the race with some drivers if they're out there. And we'll make this a lot of fun this evening. And hopefully you guys will enjoy the broadcast. And I know this is something that Nate is been trying to work with me to get you guys on a broadcast, and unfortunately it's not worked out because I have so many other leagues I broadcast for. But when he gave me this question or when he requested me for Friday night, it just happened I have the night off, and I was like, man, I am honored to be a part of this. So this is so cool. Thank you, Nate, for reaching out, obviously, and being a part of this. I'm actually going to do some editing while we're watching the laps around this track. This is Nate still out there running right now. They get 4 laps of qualifying, so plenty of time. Gary Godso, one of the IndyCar guys, he's up there in second right now. Good lap for him, which is kind of shocking as Lynch goes to the top, 40.20. Oh, do I have a pick for the afternoon? Give me 1 second, and I'm going to get you that answer. Let me do some editing here really quickly on the stream. What a lap by Nate. Great lap. He's definitely showing that, yeah, these guys can come on in here, but I'm going to show them what's up. Here we go. All right. His pick is Hunter Ray. Yep, 7 years ago. I was actually at that race when he, was I at that race when Hunter Ray won? I can't remember. I was at the 10, 11. Yeah, I was there when Hunter Ray won. Man. Oh, Gavin Sanders to the top, 40.18. That's one of those ringers right there. Gavin is. So we'll have to watch him tonight. And Kovacic there at the second position. Lynch going to be third right now. And we still have a few cars. Andrew Medlin's out here. Andrew in the number 12 Valvoline car. You're making me think right here off the top of my head. Let's see. Who am I going to pick for Indy? I mean, obviously, I want to see an Andretti win. I know Marco's in the race. Medlin up to 17th right now. Nick Collins purple. Let's jump over to Nick's lap here as he comes across the start-finish line to 68. This is going to be close. Fourth, 40.23. Who else? Just Medlin, the only car left out there to even try a lap so far. 14. Okay, thank you. I don't remember if I was at that race either or not. Man, you got me thinking. You know what? I want to see Joseph Newgarden win. I obviously, Marco, I think Newgarden needs to win this thing. I think that would be awesome if Joseph Newgarden could go out here, especially for the American people. I mean, I'd love to see Rossi win. I'm a fan of Rossi's. I like the way he drives and stuff. But I think Joseph Newgarden if he wins this weekend, I think will be big for IndyCar because of the fact he's already won 2 championships. He drives for the captain. I think that is the pick that needs to win. So Medlin across the line here. He's faster. And looks like he's going to hold still there, 40.48. And looks like who else? Yep, everybody else has pretty much run laps who's going to. We still got about 3 minutes left to see if anyone else wants to get out here and run 4 laps of qualifying. But I do appreciate the questions and everybody jumping in. Look, there's 23 viewers already. How cool is that? If you're got some people that like to watch racing, not doing anything tonight. I know the truck race is going on, but if you're one that likes to watch racing or got people that like to, send them a link to the chat. Send them a link to the broadcast here. And we are going to have some fun this evening in this race. But Gavin Sanders looks like going to be the pole sitter as of right now. We do have another car. It looks like that is just gridded here. Let's see if he pulls out and tries to run laps. Got a, let's see. Yep, that's pretty much it right now. Dennis Hopper, or Hooper. Why did I say Hopper? I should know this from Jaws. Hooper. And who else is that? Dennis Steele have run 3 laps. Velez has run 3 laps. Waiting to see if Beverly's going to roll out here. If he does, he needs to get out here quick, or else he's only going to get a lap or 2 in. So, again, I want to shout out to everybody for allowing me to be a part of this broadcast tonight, the special outing that we're having here for the Stars and Stripes League. And I should mention tonight you're going to see cameras produced by our good friends at the Track Cams for Gourmet. You might have seen them in the forums, but they support us, Captain TV, and using their cameras for the broadcasts and stuff. It's the closest thing to real-life cameras you will see on a stream on iRacing. So a shout out to them for allowing Captain TV to be a part of the broadcast that you will see here this evening. You're going to see plenty of like what looks like real life cameras tonight, but you're also going to see some drones like camera work and so much more this evening, and even a surprise or 2 I'm going to throw in there. So get ready for that coming up here tonight in the race. So again, check out trackcams22.com. The link's right there in the description page. And you can see some awesome camera packages that are offered on ovals, on road, on the Rallycross Tour, VR even, and also the fan cams that they have for this race. Less than a minute, and we grid for this Indy 500. Now, a lot of the races tonight, or a part of the race, I should say, tonight, is a lot of NASCAR rules are being thrown into this IndyCar race. A lot of these guys are stock car drivers. So, of course, they didn't want to kind of switch it all up on everybody this evening. So we're going to see double wide starts. You're going to see single file restarts, which that's kind of IndyCar-ish, which is cool. Lucky dogs and wave rounds will be a part of the action. So I'll try to cover those throughout this race. Also, there's a reset for the drivers tonight, and there is green-white checker finishes, which is different than IndyCar racing. And I know a lot of IndyCar guys are like, it's like the forbidden thing, green-white checker finishes. But you know what? It's a sim. It's a lot of fun, and this is going to be, I think, a fantastic race when it is all over with. So, all right, the grid is starting up, and let's go down, and let's meet the starting lineup for the Stars and Stripes Virtual Indy 500 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Gavin Sanders on the pole, the Canadian driver, 40.18. He'll start alongside Florida's George Kovacic. Nate Lynch, he'll start alongside Nick Holland in row number 2. Scott Rickard, the New York driver, alongside Gary Godso. Gary, the other of the 2 IndyCar dominant drivers you will see in this field. You can call them ringers if you want to, but we'll go from there. Row number 4, we got Chris Essery and Kyle Bowling. Row number 5, Derek Offerman, Jason Metcalf. Christopher Wade, the Carolina driver, will start alongside fellow Carolina driver Kyle McCoy. Mike Lynch and Brian Lynch. We got a couple Lynches starting in row number 7. I believe so, Logan. I'm not sure of that answer. Takis answers. Thank you, sir. Scott Black in 15th. He'll start next to Jacob Gibbons. Row number 9, Andrew Medlin and Cody Moore. Row number 10, Brian Chu and Ken MacArthur. Every time I see Brian Chu's name, I'm going to think of the movie Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield. There's a part where I forget the lady that's in there, the assistant coach to Rodney Dangerfield in the movie. But like, there's a player named Chu in the movie, and she scores a goal, and she just starts yelling, "Chu, Chu, Chu!" And Rodney Dangerfield quotes by saying, "Well, I can't tell if you're cheering or sneezing." Just had to get that out. Dennis Steele, the Floridian, he'll start next to Sam Johnson in row number 11. Row 12, Douglas Hooper and Gary Johnson. Row 13, Thomas Velez and Aaron Hale. Row 14, Mark Beverly and Thomas Teagan. Row number 15, Sammy Davis and Brian Burchett. Lance Thompson, Max Ward in row number 11, or row number 16, I should say. I can't count tonight. Typical for a Friday night. But 32 cars going to make the start in this race, just missing a full field grid by one driver, which nothing to be ashamed of there. So going to see a great field of drivers this evening. Let's take a look at the race weather right now. And a little after 1 o'clock race time, it is 79 degrees ambient, 122 degrees down on track. So it is going to be a hot one. I think you're going to see a lot of drafts, some lead changes. And I think we're going to see some fantastic racing here this evening. Through the north chute up here in turn 3 and 4. As we get ready for the Stars and Stripes Indianapolis 500 from Virtual Indy. As the pace car pulls off, Gavin Sanders and George Kovacic going to lead him to the green flag. Pace car is in. Barney Fife Jr. Jr., as Mike Joy has called him, waves the green flag, and here we go from Indy. Gary Godso jumping to the bottom from third. He wants to lead the first lap at the Brickyard. Everybody pretty clean through the front, through the back straightaway. And off turn number 4, first lap, Gary Godso going to lead it as we see some swapping going on back here for fourth. Nate Lynch under attack on the high side, going to let the 68 of Nick Holland go by. Everybody single file, just going to let this race come to them now. 500 miles, a very long race, as the old motto says. To finish first, you have to first finish, and that is what they got to do here in this race to be successful and win the money when it's all over with. Godso with about a tenth of a second lead as they're swapping for the lead up front, as there goes Gavin Sanders to the lead. Ooh, cars getting loose here. We got one car on pit road, Cody Moore, in the 31st position right now, unscheduled pit stop. I see a damaged inside wing there on the left side. Maybe he's going to get that fixed, or maybe going to get that faster pair early in this race. Now, Max Ward did not take the green flag, so 31 cars in the end taking the green flag. Let's see what happened to Cody. And looks like he's going to get a reset there and get back out there. So Godso and Gavin are pulling the typical Indianapolis move here. This is the old drafting move where these guys are trying to, if you remember the old Mario Kart game that was on the, was it the GameCube, I think it was, or whatever, and you had to draft with each other to go faster? and you had to swap like passes with each other. That's what these two are doing right now. They're trying to pull away from the pack, but George Kovacic isn't letting that happen difficultly right now. We ride with George. Lap time's around 41 seconds right now. Cody Moore is back on track right now. He is a lap down right now. Tire fall off is going to be real in this. There you see the two, they're actually teammates, believe it or not, swapping positions here as Gary leads. They're just doing that just to keep the speed up, but you see George is not really letting him get away. Neither is Nick Holland right here in the 68 car. Metcalf and Nate Lynch all here. Everybody kind of holding tight with each other right now. 5 laps in. Pit window is about 30 laps or so on a tank of fuel. So we'll see easily 6 pit stops in this race. Off to a pretty good start so far. If you got a driver you're cheering on tonight in the stream, make sure you let us know who you're cheering on this evening. As we see a battle right here, the 24 car on the inside, that's Jacob Gibbons of Brian Lynch. Andrew Medlin also in this battle. Ooh, getting a little tight there, and this is where the tire fall off will start happening. You'll see handling coming into play. Oh, and there's wreck. Turn 2. 2 cars in the wall. 3rd car involved. Trying to find it. Mark Beverly is involved. Ken MacArthur. Sam Johnson. And our first caution of the night in lap number 7. And you see the cars trying to get back to pit road without hopefully having to use a reset. Or they're going to have to use the reset, but without towing. Let's go back and see what happens here. Mark Beverly there in a 22. Gets by the 97, kind of slides up in front of him. And the 97 just gets in the back. And they both slam the wall, and I believe that's Johnson there that gets involved in the other car. So actually only a 3-car accident. So one more time here. That's where they run into each other hard into the wall. And let's contact, and the way that looked, Johnson might have hit debris or something, and that car just slid up into the wreck. And here's some interesting strategy already starting to play out as we have some cars on pit road. This is about 15th on back right now. Hello, Drift. Good to see you, buddy. All right, so the 6 car will get the lucky dog. Cody Moore will go back onto the lead lap here. As under caution for the first time in this Stars and Stripes Indy 500. I'm ready, Drift. Let's go. Let's go. What Drift is talking about is tomorrow we're actually hosting, or I'm hosting a Captain versus Cancer event. I'm going to run 2 of the 600-mile races tomorrow, starting at 6 a.m. and then at noon. And going to try to raise money for the American Cancer Society. That'll be tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. and then at noon, and then Sunday at 9 p.m. I'm going to run the final 600 to go 1,800 miles. And if I can finish all 1,800 miles, I will donate $200 to the American Cancer Society. But for every 100 miles, every 100 miles, I'll donate $10. And if I win one of the races, I'll donate $50 extra. If I win all 3 races, I will donate $100. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm nervous, actually, to be honest with you, because I'm doing this for a cause and doing this for those who have battled cancer or even have lost a family member to cancer. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm also doing it for my father, who 4 years ago, June 29th, lost his battle to cancer. And still to this day stings. So but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Looking forward to it. But tonight, some great racing so far. Here in the first 8 laps of this race. Pace car lights are off. We're going back green, as we'll see quick pace laps and single file restarts here. So this is an IndyCar tradition right here. As Gavin Sanders is going to lead him to the green. Gary Godso, Kovacic, Holland, and Metcalf going to be the top 5 here. And how about we watch the restart from one of our drone cams here on the Speedway side, north end of the track up here near the corner of Georgetown and 16th Street. Actually, the front stretch runs parallel to Georgetown Road. As pace car pulls off. Got to be very careful for a checkup here. And here we go, green flag back out. And caution's right back out. So we had a wreck, obviously. Oh, big wreck. Oh, boy. So a big wreck over here on the front straightaway from a checkup. Let's see what happens. They all just check up and start piling in. Wow. Too many cars to mention. 26 involved again, so unfortunately Sam Johnson's going to be out. The 20 involved, the 64 involved, the 21. A whole lot of cars involved in this thing. See him checking up there to 3 checks up. Yeah, a lot of people just check it up there. Let's Go on board with Lance Thompson here. I'm sorry, this is Dennis Steele, but let's go to Lance. There we go. Everybody just piles in. No, actually, it's pretty clean for the most part, driver chat. It's, I mean, honestly, I think people are disappointed. You can hear it, but it's relatively clean right now from what I hear. You know, just unfortunately, people are just, I think more of the inexperienced side of things is coming out right there in those drivers and just not sure what to do because it's, I mean, no one's used to the single file restarts in that deal. So unfortunately, second caution comes out here at lap 13. We'll see who's able to get some damage fixed. There's Mark Beverly, Lance Thompson. Looks like had a reset to use. Sammy Davis, Gary Johnson on pit road right now. Dennis Steele looks like he's okay right now. Sam Johnson, unfortunately, is out of resets already. He was in that first wreck. And then Scott Black here in the 8 car, I believe, is getting his damage fixed. So hopefully you guys are enjoying so far. The race had some good green racing there early. I think we're going to get plenty more, obviously, tonight. They have the one reset drift. But again, if you're in here for the first time tonight watching on Captain TV, please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to be a part of all the broadcasts that you see here on Captain TV. We have IndyCar broadcasts that you see, and of course stock cars from Truck Series and short track cars and a 29 going to get the wave around here of Douglas Hooper. Yeah. Yep, definitely do drift. It's thundering up here. Drift and I live about 30 minutes from each other. It's been more rain than anything here the last little bit, but definitely had some thunderstorms a little bit ago. It definitely came down for a good minute. Yep, no, we're doing well here now. So I see Z and Doctor. Is that what that is? Z and Dar? I'm kind of confused by that one. Cheering on the 33 tonight of Essery. So we're going to try the restart thing one more time. Sanders going to lead him back to the green flag here. And something I've come up with my own name for the iRacing pace car. If you've never heard it before, it's the iRacing Ghost 4X pace car. A mixture of a bunch of cars, I think, put into one. Pretty cool looking ride. Little sedan there. And let's see if we can get this restart in. We'll try again. Let's go to the O'Droner. You see the houses back there on Georgetown Street. All the campers back there as we come to the green flag at lap number 14. Oh, one car getting loose there. That's going to get Metcalf to make the pounce on the insides of fourth position. That was Holland that got real loose. Got to be very careful warming these tires back up. Everybody through turn 2 down the back straightaway. And you see the 10 and the 15 working with each other again. Good fighting back here. Essery losing a position to Christopher Wade there. Battle Chris's. For the 9th and 10th position right behind him, Jacob Gibbons and Kyle McCoy, Brian Chu. Mike Lynch also a part of this battle with Derek Offerman and Medlin all in this. Cars obviously with a single file restart going to get spread out a little bit, but obviously plenty of time to work your way back together here. 31 car of Offerman making a move inside to 2. And Lynch going to fall back to the 15th position right now. Jump up here to 4th. Metcalf, who got by Holland just a second ago. Holland starting to kind of work him back in there as Holland got a little loose there in the middle of 1 and 2, coming off the corner, and allowed Metcalf to make the move. And I think Holland's like, hey, I want that spot back now. Kovacic is starting to put the pressure back on the 10 and the 15 up in the front. As one car coming to pit road, didn't see who that was. It's Gary Johnson in the 27 car. I saw a lot of damage on that car, and unfortunately going to get that worked on and see what he can salvage in this race. There's your top 3 right here to the left, and then 4th through 9th right here in the turn number 3. Track built back in 1911, or 1909 it was actually finished. 1911, the first race, won by Ray Haroon. And we got a car wrecked over in the middle, 1 and 2 to 32 is around Sammy Davis. He is towed to pit road. Also, I think Thomas Teagan has wrecked also. And no caution, though. They weren't around anybody, so unfortunate deal for those two. And we stay green. Here's S3 in the 33 car. See 6 gear, that is the drafting gear in this Indy car. Look what kind of speeds they're running. At 226. And in the corner. I get out a little tight there. Got to be careful not to get snapped loose there. 209 in the mid corner. Turn 2, very tricky here. Get you the run off the corner here down the straightaway. Oh, the old stank is forming back here. The 24 is just weaving. That's cool to see. So Sanders and Gonzo have dominated so far the start of this race. They've been just kind of switching the lead themselves. Kovacic, Metcalf, Holland still your top 5 right now as everybody kind of gets settled in for potentially a long green flag run here. And the thing we got to watch is the strategy here, because we have the top 13 cars have not pitted. So they're only going to be able to go another probably 10 laps or so on a tank of fuel. The rest of the field came in around lap 8. So Offerman, Medlin, Lynch, also Hale, just to name a few. Those guys you could see later at around lap 40 to 45 in this run. So we're going to see two different strategies in this race. Tire fall off. Haven't really seen much so far. Lap time's about the same. Oh, in the wall is Essery. Nice save on his part. Thought that car was gone. But Ben and Jerry not going to be happy with that damage. He is off the pace here. Not sure how much that damage affect his car. See, Medlin's gone by. Is Essery trying to get back up to speed here? If he can get up to speed with that damage now. Brian Lynch going to go by on the outside. Continuing to lead this race, and they go by the lap car. Trying to see who that is they're going by. Unfortunately, I don't know all the names of the drivers in this series, so I'm still learning as I look over at the scoreboard to get names and so on and so forth. That is the Douglas Hooper cars who they're going by there. So Doug with a little bit of damage on that car. Doing a good job. He's just holding his lane, letting everybody go on by. Smart move. Very clean. So again, this front of the field, the handling really starting to kick in on these cars as the weight transfers. Car gets lighter, and you'll start seeing oversteer and understeer in these cars. Oversteer is the same as loose in a stock car. Understeer, the equivalent of tight. Here's Nate Lynch in the 13 car. This is actually inside the helmet of Nate. If you look up here at the top of the screen, you see kind of the flapping. That's actually the helmet moving around with the air from the turbulent air and stuff into the corner. This is turn 3, north side of the track. And again, thanks to our good friends at TrackCams22.com, TrackCams for Gourmets. They have given us all these cameras to work, and they definitely make everything look real life. If you guys think this is a real life broadcast, then I'm doing my job, basically. This is the closest thing we get to it. Should mention Scott Rickard, fastest lap of the race. He just ran 41.12 on lap 27. So the tire fall off not really happening in this race, which is kind of surprising because I just broadcasted a 250-mile Indy race last week, and now caution is out for the third time. And this one involves Gary Johnson. Chris Essery's involved and destroyed. Ryan Burchett. And the third caution is out. I was about to say when that race was happening, the tire fall off was actually happening a lot. We got one car sitting down here at the bottom of the track. It's a red car. I believe that is the Gary Johnson car that has no right front tire. Let's see what happens here. Brings the third caution out. Oh, some contact. Oh, Essery into the wall hard. Contact with, didn't see who that was. And then Burchett gets loose into 2 and gets clobbered. So we actually had 2 different wrecks there, and that was vicious looking. So there's the contact up ahead. And that was the, I didn't get to see what car it was. Burchett just checks up, then gets on the apron, and the car comes around. And here comes, bam! Gary Johnson just, wow. Caution 3 out, and here come the leaders to pit road. And pretty much everybody on the lead lap is in. I think the 31 Offerman missed his pit stall as Sanders going to win the race off pit road with ease. So let's go back. I want to look one more time. Let's go on board with Gary. Because this, I can tell you right now, is going to leave a mark. There we go. Watch. Oh, full tilt, just clobbers him. Look at the tire up there. Even a pace car flying through the wreck. All right, so third caution so far in the race. We'll try to talk to somebody here real quickly. I think I'm down in this room right here. Yep, there I am. As we're going to bring Scott Rickard in here real quickly as before they get the green flag. And Scott, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Scott. Well, let's talk a little bit about this race so far. Been some good green flag racing, and obviously a lot of you guys in this league, not really big IndyCar guys, so you've had a lot of learning to do in this first 30 laps. Talk about the fun you've had in that 05.
Just trying to actually figure out what I'm doing most of the time, especially with moving to weight jackers. I'm so new to that.
Well, talk about some of the stuff you've learned so far. You've mentioned adjusting that weight jacker. Have you felt the different ends of it, the tightness, and then all of a sudden the looseness of it and stuff?
Yeah, I turned it up at one point because I was tight, and a lap later it snapped a little bit on the exit in the corner, and I went back down. So I wasn't risking it.
What again is you have 170 laps to figure her out, and you're doing a great job so far, P5 there, and best of luck, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Scott Rickard there, and we'll move him back up to his channel he was in, which, if I can do this right, there we go, the Misfit room up there. We should come back to the green flag right here. Gavin giving the pace car a little bit of room to pull away here, and this is more to probably stretch out the restart here, which is not a bad idea because you'll get everybody going. And this field is thinning out really quickly as we're down to, what do we have, 22 cars on the lead lap right now? Lance Thompson, the last of those 22. You know, we'll do this a couple times tonight, but let's have some fun here. I'll do this whatever series I broadcast for. It is something that, of course, NASCAR on Fox does all the time called Crank It Up. Well, here on Captain TV, we got something called Turn It Up. And we're going to do it right here on Captain TV. we go. We'll get another one in later on tonight, but appreciate all the compliments to Drift. Come on, man. Give these guys a break. Oh, trouble, turn 2. Somebody's wrecking in the back. 2 cars in the inside wall. The 16 of Velez.
Who brought that one out?
And I can't see the other car back there.
That might have been on me. I don't know which one of us it was.
I think Cody Moore is the other car. It is Cody Moore. Inside wall.
With the move when I shouldn't have, or if he came up on me, but one way or another we wrecked.
And the 4th caution out. Not 36.
Yeah, McCoy, your neck road looked like you destroyed 4 coming out of 4 after the restart. Sure, and I checked up pretty good, but the car's in one piece, so it must have been neck road.
See the transfer. Oh, wow. That Mountain Dew car is a crunched up can.
Yeah, I thought we were wrecking there.
Thanks. Sorry about that, guys.
Let's. I'm going to back this up a second here just so we can get a better view of this.
You guys got a little game plan coming up here, don't you?
We're in a kind of a slow pace here, but you see Cody, it looks like he's getting a pretty good run through turn 2 here on the 16 of Velez. Velez kind of slides up, not sure, trying to maybe be defensive or whatever, but Cody just runs him over, and there they go. And Cody actually misses a safer barrier there. Roxanne, appreciate you watching tonight.
21 car, goodbye.
I promise you will not hear me sing the song. So Aaron Hale coming to pit road, Derek Offerman, Mark Beverly, Ken MacArthur, Lance Thompson, and Velez all in. As Godso and Sanders continue to lead this race, they've led all the 37 laps together pretty much. And
Yeah, I went back and watched. I think that's kind of on both of us.
28 going to get the lucky dog at Dennis Steele. He comes back on the lead lap.
He kind of came high and then looked like he was going to give me this spot, and then came high again, and then tried to give me it, and it was too late.
And Drift's being demanding to me now. See, this is how Drift works for me, guys. I didn't see which one had the near miss, actually.
Is that an Al Jr. paint scheme there, Medlin?
Tim.
You heard them talking a little bit on chat there. So we're just 3 laps away from the 100-mile mark in this 500-mile race. And should get one to go this time by. Thankfully, with this being a 2.5-mile track, the cautions are kind of short. They only run usually 3 laps, I think. Then they go back racing. Brian Chu. The old Budweiser throwback scheme there, and that number 3, that's a cool looking car. I believe that is, Gary's going to yell at me if I get this wrong, a Bobby Rahal paint for back in the day. I know the Valvoline's an old Al Unser Jr. paint. So for those who have not watched much IndyCar racing. The one thing I will point out, these windscreens that are in the cockpit now area of the car, these are been around now. This is the second year, I believe, they're racing them in Indy cars. They are obviously there to protect the driver's head. Some of the wrecks I actually saw last season in the IndyCar series, I mean, you could have easily involved that part of the car. But definitely, I know it's a pain in the tail to drive because you have like a line right in the middle of your eye view. But needless to say, a really cool view, or a really cool safety measure there for these cars. Let's, you know what? Do a different camera for this restart. Let's actually go in view. So here's that halo or windscreen view. You see the bar right in the middle of the screen. And like I said, it can be kind of annoying, but if you try to focus one eye on one side, one on the other, you should be okay. But we'll come to the restart here. Lap 38. Here we go. See the pass up there for third. Nick Holland past Metcalf. As I say that, Holland or Metcalf fighting back on the outside and goes to third. And Metcalf isn't playing around. He said, I'm coming up here and battling you guys for the lead. I think some of the Stars and Stripe guys are tired of seeing these two IndyCar guys that are predominant running in these cars on iRacing leading these laps. Dennis Steele on pit road, the 22nd place car. As we hit the 100-mile mark this time by. "24 viewers watching tonight. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, please. If you're not new and you're always here watching, I appreciate you guys always coming back. Much appreciative. Don't ever think I'm not. I love the viewers. I think they're a major part of what makes this fun. Is the 6 cars going around on the front straightaway, and that brings caution out. Cody Moore in the wall outside here. Turn 4, caution number 5. See what oh, wow. And gets another car there. I didn't see who the other car was that Cody clipped. See if we can go back and get an earlier view of this wreck. The 21's the other car. That's Thomas Teagan. Oh, that's what it is. Cody was down too far on the rumble strips pretty much there. And that car just spins around. And Cody gonna have a second crunched up Mountain Dew can. So Derek Offerman also on pit road in the 31, gonna get tires and fuel, and he'll pull away. I'm not sure if the pits were open. Let me actually pull out my phone here for a second, as my phone is my kind of giving me notes and stuff of what going on in the old channel. Tell you what, I got to give these guys credit. I want to put this out here. I know I've only been around for 43 laps around the league. I know Nate from running in another series. That's how him and I got to kind of know each other. He stayed in touch with me and has been wanting me to broadcast the series, and I'm flattered to have that. But unfortunately, I have every night filled on my calendar. Tonight just happened to be open for me, and I said, dude, I'll come over and do it. Let's roll. But listening to the chat with everybody so far in the race, and you could tell these guys are just having a good old time and just doing their best. And I haven't heard it really any kind of people getting mad at each other or anything like that. It's just mainly been just kind of talking to each other, and if a penalty doesn't get cleared, then you know what, they accept it. It's okay. And shout out to the professionalism so far. And of course, I know there's 157 laps to go and anything could change, but first 43 laps, muy bueno. I'm listening to them in chat right now. Somebody just said, hey, the broadcaster's really cool. And I'm like, I'm sitting there. I got to send whoever that is some money. Somebody got to get some money to him. I don't know who it is. I got to send him some money. All right, so we're going to come up to the green flag here with 44 laps complete as the Gonzo Sanders team have pretty much been leading every lap in this race. But I noticed Metcalf and Holland and Rickard, those guys are starting to give these guys a run for their money. And I'll share the story real quickly as we come to green. So I've been promoting the race, obviously, for a little over a week. Gary Godso actually helps me broadcast on Tuesday nights in another IndyCar league. And Gavin is a teammate of his in another league I broadcast on Saturdays. So when Gary saw that I was putting on or broadcasting this Indy 500 race, he's like, dude, can I run this race? I'm like, well, let me reach out. So I reached out to Nate for him and got him in the race, and he brought Gavin with him. And so we got two of the IndyCar guys, pretty much we call them here in this race, ringers if you'd like, leading this race. And then everybody else is part of Stars and Stripes and some other people in the race as we get ready to come back to the green flag. A little stack up in there. Some cars checking up. George into the wall. And everybody does a good job missing George. And here's the green flag. They're at the cheers. Probably clear some black flags here. And now the caution comes back out. And there's trouble in turn one. Rickard and Metcalf have wrecked. Oh my gosh. Down into the corner. Oh, wow. The Metcalf car goes around in turn one, and Rickard nowhere to go. That was ugly, unfortunately. Watch what happens to Metcalf. Goes into the back end, just comes around, got light on him. I can tell you exactly what happened there. That would be too much weight jacker in the car going into turn 1, and the car just come around. Very easy to do on a restart and that kind of thing. So caution out at lap number 46. I just realized that I think they can hear me. I can hear them in chat. A lot of fun here. So 6 caution. That's what it's all about. It's all about, I like to do this for the drivers. I do this for them. I do this for the viewers. I don't do this for myself at all. You know, I've done my share of iRacing for over 8 years now. I've been a broadcaster in real life, actually. I did radio for 10 years down in Florida, also in upstate New York and over in Indiana. You know, I haven't done radio in almost 3 years now, but on the sports broadcasting side, that's my dream job. And so I've been doing things like this and announcing public address for high schools, for Pop Warner football, for all that stuff. I've done a couple Purdue college games when I was over in Indiana and stuff. And to be able to sit here and do this on a simulator, this is cool. I mean, it's the closest thing I've ever gotten to my dream, which is to be a racing broadcaster. If it's for IndyCar, if it's for NASCAR, for whoever, I don't care. It's the closest thing I've been able to do. And so that's where I just have fun. And it's all about you guys putting on a show for the drivers and for the viewers watching tonight. So if I ever make it sound like it's about me, feel free to, I don't know, drift. You can come smack me or something or whatever. I don't care. Shout out to my wife and my little 2-year-old girl, too, for letting me do this. All right, so about to hit the 1/4 mark in this race. And, yep, looks like pace car lights are off. We're going to try this one more again to get the green flag rolling. If anybody else lives near Gainesville, Georgia, you can... Yeah, that's a bummer there, Mr. Johnson, that they get involved in the first 2 wrecks. That's a bummer. Smith Racing XL, I have to see who you are. But I was going to say, if you live up near that area where I'm at, you can also add yourself to the list of people who can come smack me. All right, so Sanders is going to give a little bit more space, I think, to the pace car. Up to 28 viewers. Only one time in my broadcasting history since I've gone back to YouTube have I had over 30 viewers. And it happened actually about a month or 2 ago in a league on Wednesday nights. We had over 40 viewers in one broadcast. How about we watch this one from the grandstands? This is the old fan cam that you can get from TrackCams22.com and the TrackCams 4 Gourmet. So just like we're a viewer in the grandstands, here we go. Pretty spread out start here, which might not be so much of a bad thing right now with what's happened the last couple of restarts. This guy here is looking the wrong way. So if you were to watch a race from the Brickyard, if you've never been here for a race, this is kind of what it would be like. Watching them off turn 4 down the front straightaway. There's the pagoda. You were watching from pit road. There's that view. Up here at the south section of the track. Let's go here. Battle for position, I believe it is. Right there. There is. Let's see what number car that is. Is that the 54 of Hale? No. It's the 33 car of Essery, who is 2 laps, make that 3 laps down right now. It looks like from the field. 32 viewers, and Dakota DeMay making an appearance. Woohoo! Keep sharing. I love it. Cooper Metcalf watching. You guys, I don't mind giving free plugs away. Sunset Arts and Games, you get a chance and you're on Steam. Go purchase the game Vaulted Pistol right now. It is done by those guys there. Dakota put the game together himself. Awesome 2D game that you could play right now on Steam. He's got another game called Echo Blade coming at the end of the summer. So make sure you go and check out that game on Steam if you have the access to it. So Gavin and Gary continue swapping out the lead. Cooper Metcalf's father is in this race. Unfortunately, just got involved in a wreck, and I think he's still out there running. I can't tell you. Yeah, he's out there running laps right now, but he's 2 laps down in this race. There's Aaron Hale making a pass on Ken MacArthur in that 97 car. Check on the boss man here, Nate Lynch, the 13 car. This is actually what Nate is seeing right now. So you look, you see all the debris that's kind of up on the windscreen there of this halo. Getting the draft, letting off the gas a little bit here, just kind of letting the car set so it don't get too much understeer up the track. Andrew Medlin up to the 4th position at Allenso Jr. throwback. Started back in the 17th position, has missed the wrecks and is just, we'll use the word matriculating himself up into the top 5. Uh-oh. Who's going to be the guy that shares the news with John Dart? There's Nick Collin up here in the 3rd position right now. Nick, the 3rd car in this little tandem that is pulled away from the field by 3.5 seconds over Andrew Medlin. As we're 56 laps in. I think these guys are starting to work on the green flag run here. Last pit stops. We have gone almost 30 laps since the last pit stops, which were under caution. And obviously with the caution laps we've had, I would say probably another 8 to 10 laps here. We're going to see these cars on pit road, as you can go about 30 to 32 laps on a tank of fuel. As Nate Lynch starting to put pressure back here on Medlin. As we ride, let's Andrew just chilling here, it looks like. Everybody wave hi to Andrew. Past the pagoda into turn 1. He's got the car running pretty good right now. You can hear it wide open. Yeah, Jason was involved in actually the last caution. He is currently, what do I got him here on the screen? 2 laps down? Let's wait for the ticker to swing up here. He is 2 laps down, and there are lucky dogs. So if we get more cautions and stuff, he'll have a chance to get back on the lead lap and stuff throughout this race. Plenty of time to go. I'm sure he uses his reset and stuff, and he's fast enough to be up there. So. Go back here. 3-car battle. Dennis Steele and Scott Rickard, who stayed on the lead lap after that accident. Also, the 8 of Scott Black, who has fought his way back. And the 21 of Thomas Teagan on pit road. I think that's an unscheduled pit stop for him. We'll have to see. Yeah, this will tell you how fast these cars are going out here. Chris Essery, who is running in 23rd right now, 2 laps down, just ran the fastest lap of the race, 41.03. We're getting down to about a second away from the pole speed in this race. As we're now 60 laps in, 150 miles into this Stars and Stripes Indianapolis 500 from the Virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So now these cars really starting to get spread out. Handling probably really going to start to kick in now as the fuel get lighter in these cars. The tires start to wear a little bit, and they're going to go up here on the lap car. This is Douglas Hooper. Or as you might have heard me reference a couple times tonight, the movie Jaws, if you remember. I forget the gentleman's name in the movie, but he always referenced Hooper. Give a shout out to this man right here in the 53 car tonight. Going through some drivers I really haven't said much about. Christopher Wade here in the 53 as he looks inside the 3. Brian Chooch going to hold on. Oh, there's the broadcaster's jinx right there. Christopher Wade goes around. I'm sorry, Chris. I owe you one. That did not go. Somebody's slamming the wall over here in turn 2. Caution out for the 7th time. I was trying to be nice and say thank you to the guy and great job. And Wade goes around and brings the caution out. Go back and see what happens. It looks like the weight jacker here playing a role, and I'll explain what that is here in just a second. Gets to the inside, gets some clean air on his nose, and it just snaps the car around. And that is I think that was the 20 of Lance Thompson. That was not Lance. I'm not sure who that was that hit him and brings the caution out. So for those who are not used to IndyCar racing, these cars have what they call bars in them. And the bars, give me a second, I'm going to find out who this other car was. It wasn't Brian Lynch, was it? It hit him? There he spins around. It was Brian Lynch. Bam. And he's the one that's going to hit the wall here in 2. Yeah, I might not give shout-outs anymore. I hated it. So caution's out. So, okay. So I was starting to say, so there's bars in the car. Yes, that rhymes. I'm going to go on board here with Gary here for a second. I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can, as the cars are going to come to pit road here, it looks like. So, okay, so there's WJ. If you look right down here to the right of the Gary Gonzo name, as you see the leaders come to pit road here, that is called the weight jacker. So with the weight jacker, basically what that does, it's kind of like wedge in a stock car. It moves the weight to the front and moves the weight to the back. And they can either go negative on it or they go positive. And what that means is you could go from 0 up to 20 and 0 down to negative 20. Obviously, the higher the number, the looser it gets. The lower the number, the tighter it gets. You can adjust that in the car. And what they also have is anti-roll bars in the car that they can adjust. And you can't really see it here on the screen. But the buttons on here, what they do is the front anti-roll bar, and I want to make sure I get this part right. That's why I'm slowing down. If you go up on the front anti-roll bar, it actually puts more weight in the front of the car and causes more grip. If you bring the number down in the rear, it puts more grip in the rear. Dakota, if you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong. Because again, I'm more of a stock car guy that's learning Indy cars. So when you do that, it creates grip in the cars, and then you use the weight jacker to try to balance the car. So when you think about a cup car or something like that in a stock car, you don't have to do as much in the car you're driving. But these Indy cars, they have so many different tools to work in a car that there's so many different things out of control. So what happened in that accident is Christopher got out in clean air, and he was running in dirty air behind another car. And what probably happened is because of his weight jacker settings and so much, he got into clean air, and it created a loose condition for the car where he would have probably stayed under control behind another car. It's just the way it goes. You can't blame him for trying to make a pass. Yeah, I'm hold off on the John Hart's right. I'm kind of holding off on the shout-outs right now. How about shout out to the viewers for watching? You guys can't rack out in person, can you? Just if you're driving, please don't tell me. All right, so the leader is going to be George Kovicic. Sorry, George. Leading this race. So he's the first person not named Gary or Gavin to lead this race, and he's also the third person with a name that starts with G to lead the race tonight. So Gavin will be third behind Gary Gonzo. You got Nick Holland here in fourth, and Andrew Medlin up here to fifth. Nate Lynch, Kyle Bowling, Jacob Gibbons, Brian Chu, and Aaron Hale, the top 10. So they're going to come to the restart, and this is another traditional IndyCar type of restart. So you'll notice there is a lap car in between George and Gavin. That is done on purpose. If you're not the car in front of the leader, then you start in that position in IndyCar. So that's why you're seeing a lap car in between Gavin and George as they come to the restart, lap 66. That lap car is the 35 of Jason Metcalf, and there he goes, going to go by and get his lap back right now. So what he needs is a you-know-what to come out. I'm not saying a word. So Jason is not the leader of this race. He just got his lap back. Now George has 17 laps on his tires, so we'll see how the handling works on this car as Gavin comes up on the back of him. Oh, getting a little tight there. Jason trying to break the draft of George. Sure, he's got the fuel mixture down to 1, which is max power. As Aaron Hale going to try to make a pass to the inside of the 3 of Brian Chu. He'll make the pass. Move Aaron up to the 9th position right now. Mark Beverly also behind him. I'm not using that word either. There's a word that has something to do with a yellow flag, and then there's a word that has to do with saying good job to others. And did I see Gavin Sanders clip the wall just now going into 1? I thought I saw a spark come off the wall. Unscheduled pit stop for Thomas Velez in the 20th position right now. As Gavin Sanders going past his teammate Gary Gonzo, who's not giving him the spot. All of a sudden, these two are going to fight it out a little bit. And that's going to give some momentum to Holland here up the front straightaway. Gary being defensive. And Gary up the track a little bit, going to open up the door for Holland. Gary's actually running kind of an unorthodox line there, running the top groove, almost a middle groove of that track. Which usually Indianapolis is a one groove track, so it's just kind of interesting as Sanders now starting to put pressure up there on Kovacic for the lead. But look at Gary up here at the top of the track. That's very interesting for a groove like that in this race. And I don't know if that's because he's trying to get clean air on the car or what's going on. I'll have to ask him about that after the race, but what's the deal here? And here comes Holland, going to go to third, or to second, to third, something like that. I'm doing good, Cooper. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Back here, Mark Beverly, and there's the 2, the Miller Lite car of Mike Lynch. As for the lead, here comes Gavin Sanders. George is going to fight him. Now, George has got the draft here, and Gavin's got to get back in line. There you go. Dakota just answered the question. I tried to explain it to you. There's the better way of talking about it right there. Thank you, Dakota, for your help. Make me look a little bit smarter. I'm still trying to learn all that, so that's where it was like, you know what? Hopefully he has my back and he's here to kind of explain it for me. But one of the cool features, if you look, oh, Gavin caught the wall there. But one of the cool features about these Indy cars, look really closely at the tailpipes. You notice the steam and the hotness coming off the pipes and how it kind of creates that look to it. Pretty cool look. So let's see how much that damage is going to affect the 10. As all of a sudden this 68 of Holland is coming into play as Gary Godso is falling back. So what I'm noticing here is these drivers are starting to, as Gavin Sanders to the high side as the caution comes out, the 29 of Douglas Hooper has gone around. So Sanders had worked the high side. Let's see what happens to Douglas here. Into turn 3. Oh, he gets clipped. Nice save. Well, he almost saved it. Then he goes spinning. Uh-oh, this is going to hurt. Ow. So this is actually going to work out for Jason Metcalf. He is going to get the lucky dog and go back onto the lead lap. They actually did it the hard way. There's Jason right here. So he's going to be able to just drive right on up and onto the lead lap here, and it should actually give Brian Burchett, I believe Burchett or Burchett, forgive me if I got that wrong, he should get the lucky dog and go back on the lead lap now. So again, if you're new, I do invite you to hit the subscribe button, please, and join the notifications that you get each and every night when I'm on the air. I do broadcast every night pretty much for multiple different series. This is a one-off night that I get thanks to Nate Lynch for reaching out to me, and my pleasure to be able to step in and help out the series with broadcasting this Virtual Indy 500 here for the Stars and Stripes League. As you see, Kovacic coming to pit road here, and he's going to bring in Beverly, Chu, Lynch, MacArthur, Offerman, Rickard, Black, Wade, McCoy, all coming to pit road. All the lead lap cars from about 10th place on back coming to pit road here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do the broadcast, as I said, and we appreciate you being a part of it. You can check out all the broadcasts that I do from some IndyCar series to stock car series, short track leagues, and so on and so forth. And you can be a part of all the broadcasts and stuff. Tomorrow and through the weekend, you're actually going to see a little bit of different on Captain TV. Is actually going to be running an 1,800-mile marathon Saturday and Sunday to raise money for the American Cancer Society. It actually starts tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. is the first race I'm running. It's all the NIS 600-mile Charlotte races. I'm going to run one tomorrow at 6 a.m. Yep, in 7 hours. You heard that right. One at noon tomorrow, so in 13 hours. That'll be 1,200 miles in one day. And then going to run another 600 on Sunday night. Going to do all that to raise money for the American Cancer Society. Plus, probably maybe run in a couple of other races if I'm still feeling pretty solid after those 3 races throughout the weekend. I know the IndyCar and the C-Fix series is at Indianapolis. I didn't get a chance to run the 500 this year. So I might go ahead and run the C-Fixed Indianapolis race. We'll call that my 500, I guess. And looking forward to that, though. And I will have the stream up and running tomorrow. I'll actually be broadcasting on both my YouTube page and my Twitch one, which I actually don't really use anymore. But I have an app that I can use to broadcast from both so that we can try to reach out to everybody who has either lost somebody to cancer or knows somebody fighting it right now. I know plenty of people right now that are either fighting it or have lost a loved one and stuff. And, it's the least I can do to try to show my support and help find a cause is go out here and do what I like to do, and that's race. My dad, who passed away 4 years ago from cancer, raced on here with me. We actually have a league that we run together. Obviously now I'm helping run it myself with a couple others, and I've always taken it to heart to do stuff like this, not only for my family, but for also the families of people I know or even don't know. So we're looking forward to doing that coming up tomorrow on Sunday, and looking to have some fun. Not to mention, I should say, what was it, 4 years ago, I think it was, I ran actually the 6 hours of the Glen all by myself to raise money. So, and that one wore me out because that was just 6 straight hours of driving a DP car around Watkins Glen, and I'm not a road guy. So did okay actually in that race, if I remember correctly. All right, going to come back to the green flag. Gavin Sanders, Nick Holland, Gary Gonzo, Andrew Medlin, Nate Lynch, your top 5. So Jason Metcalf now 1 lap down in the 21st position. So if he gets another caution, he'll get the lucky dog and get himself back on the lead lap, as we watch from one of our drone cams that the good people at the Track Cams 4 Gourmet have helped us create for the broadcast. Is, well, you're not going to see them take the green flag from this view, but you're going to see them come into turn 1. There we go. Down the back straightaway, Holland getting a draft. Here he goes for the lead. Gonzo's coming with him. Holland trying to break the draft of Gavin. Let's take a look here as we come up on the 200-mile mark this time by. Let's look at the weather right now and how we're looking compared to earlier. Track temp has gone up a degree to 123, so the track's still pretty slick. 79-degree ambient still, so a beautiful Indiana day. Looking from pretty much the left shoulder of Nate Lynch. Now, I'm doing some thinking here of the group that Gary Gonzo's up there running. So this track is very rubbered up. You can see the black on the screen or on the track. So the track is obviously got a lot of rubber on the bottom. So I wonder if these cars are making this move to the top side to try to get some more grip out of the car, as we see a pass on the high side up here. So these guys are figuring something out, because Sanders goes to the high side and makes the move for the lead. So I wonder if the fresh pavement has more grip in it maybe. But the thing is, that's going to wear the tires out a little bit more. So, Holland going to make the move back. As you know, Kovacic came to pit road on that last caution. Here he is, 10th position right now in the 65 car. We've got two different strategies right now. We had the leaders pit at lap 63, so right now they would be able to go to about close to halfway, I would say. And Kovacic, he's going to easily get past halfway. It looks like 75, should be able to get to about 105 or so before he would have to pit for tires and fuel. Holland up here in the front. Gavin Sanders going to make a move to the inside here. And he'll take the lead back. So Holland has definitely showed that he can compete with these guys up here in the front tonight. So there's your top 6 right here on the back straightaway now, up to the top 8. Aaron Hale back there at the end of this train of cars as the leaders continue to swap position. Little old school camera here if you're used to watching IndyCar back in the 80s and 90s. As you remember, the camera's kind of sat over here on the side pod. And we got trouble, turn 2. MacArthur has gone around, and so has Mark Beverly. And Beverly's got a torn up rear end, and let's check on the other car. I believe it's Ken MacArthur that was involved. It sure is. Oh boy, that car's torn up. So caution out, lap number 86. Let's go back and see what transpires here. MacArthur running up there in the, oh wow, they both clobber the wall, and oh, yeesh. That almost had shades of Scott Dixon a couple years ago. Right on board with Ken. This is going to leave a mark. So caution out as we're 14 laps from halfway. And you got a lot of damaged cars coming to pit road here. And the leaders are going to follow them. And I believe Metcalf is going to get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap in this race. And Kovacic stays out again, so Kovacic, of course, on the previous strategy, now stays out and takes the lead in this race. Sanders going to get the race off pit road. Stops here in IndyCar at about 8 or 9 seconds. They have a tire changer on each side of the tires. And fuel up the cars real easily. So Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to keep, obviously, the stream up. I don't go to commercials, but as you know, it's a one-man show on my end, so I'm going to step away for a quick second just to get some water, and you guys can do the same. Let's get a drink real quick, take a break, because we're just near halfway here in this S&S Indy 500, Stars and Stripes Indy 500 here on Captain TV. I'm going to step away and keep the stream rolling. We'll be right back. As a matter of fact, I'll turn the audio on to the driver so you guys can hear what is being said as I step away for a second. All right. Good to go. Lap number 88, ninth caution.
Right into the wall on him. There we go.
And George Kovacic's going to lead him to the green flag. I believe he was the one that was I sent a shout out to, or sent a shout out to him. He sent a shout out to me, and I got to shoot him some money or something. Wink, wink. So Kovacic, Brian, or is it Brian Chu? I'm still learning names of the league members. Yeah, Brian Chu. Going to be the two that stayed out. You'll have a lap car to 21. Thomas Teagan here in the third position, I believe that is. That actually might be the 20 car of Lance Thompson. It is. He's coming to pit road. Sorry, Lance. I didn't realize. I see the 21 on his car kind of confused me. Anyways, back to the green flag. Gavin Sanders third. That is Bernie. There's a joke there, guys. Gary Godso fourth and Nick Holland your top five. And the top two got an amazing restart on Gavin. And Chu's going to the front.
You can't fit like that on a restart. You're held up and everyone's behind you.
That was close, Scott. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Chu going to lead, I think, lead that lap. Wow, it was close.
Finally.
But George back to the lead, and here comes Gavin. Here comes Gary. And now that I think some of these drivers are getting some experience in these cars and figuring them out, they're starting to compete here now for this lead. And here comes Gavin flying up to second. He's going 2 for 1. Those are the fresh tires right there, that 10 going by. Godso going to get a draft. See what he does. Looking low. And he'll take the third spot away. Back here. Kyle Bowling underneath of Andrew Medlin. Medlin going to hold that high side and keep the position. That is the 6th spot. So Gonzo has gone by Kovacic 4 positions, so move him up to 2nd, so the teammates back up here in the lead. And they got the fresher tires, so they're going to try to run away here. As Holland's starting to get the draft on Chu for 4th. So let's show the pit strategy board here on the right-hand side of the screen. This is how everybody looks right now when it comes to the pit boards. So you see the last pit stop for a majority of these guys, lap number 86. You see Chu and Kovacic at lap 75. So these guys probably have another 10 to 15 laps on their strategy here, and then the rest of these guys obviously going to go another 20 laps or so on a tank. Travis, they have 1. Gary going to go back to the lead as he just ran the fastest lap of the race to 41.03. Line of cars here down the back straightaway. And that is Nate Lynch making the pass on Aaron Hale. Right in front of him, Jacob Gibbons in the 24 car. Again, thank you guys for being a part of the broadcast tonight and joining me, and appreciate everybody from the league for allowing me to be a part of this broadcast tonight. So much appreciated to everyone. You guys are what makes this fun, as I always like to say. So Chu holding on to the 5th position right now, but no pun intended, I'm pretty sure the rest of this field is ready to chew him up for position. And here comes Medlin. Kovacic has done a good job holding on in that 3rd spot. He hasn't fallen too far back, only about a second or so. He's got Holland there behind him. Gavin and Gary continue to swap the lead up here in the front as they continue to draft off each other and trying to move away from 3rd. So then back here, you got this line of traffic. So the question we have to look at now is we have to start kind of backing up the race a little bit here from 200. If you go about 30 laps, let's just call it hypothetically 30 laps on a tank of fuel here. From 200, obviously, would be 170. From 170 to 140, 140 to 110. 110 would be 80. So right now, I think if the guys who pitted on lap 86, if they can get to lap 110, which should be no problem at all, as Holland goes by for 3rd. then that should set them up to go 3 stops the rest of this race, where these guys who pitted at lap 75 have to find 35 laps out of a tank. And at that point, you're looking at maybe an extra pit stop if they can't. So this is going to be very interesting with how this all transpires. There's Aaron Hale up here in the 10th position. Wrong button. Sorry about that. Aaron trying to hold off Offerman as he tries to make the position, and here comes a couple of lap cars on the pit road. Chris Essery and Brian Burchett on pit road. So this is their chance. They were trying to get back on the lead lap here. Of course, they still can with the lucky dog, but they're in right now, right at lap 100, right at the halfway point in this Stars and Stripes Indianapolis 500 here on Captain TV. Again, appreciate everybody watching tonight. A fantastic race so far. We've seen plenty of cautions, unfortunately, but a lot of cars running pretty well so far in what has been a fantastic race. Hopefully you've enjoyed it also. And I try to catch all the passes I can in the race. As you see here, Brian Lynch holding off Scott Black. This is back in the 16th position right now. These guys kind of separating out just a little bit now. Ride with Jacob Givens here. Roxanne cheering on the 33 tonight of Essery. Kyle McCoy just running the fastest lap of 40.98. Cooper cheering on his father Jason right now, who is back on the lead lap up to the now 13th position as he just passed Mike Lynch for the spot. There's Jason right there after being involved in an accident earlier with Scott Rickard, who is ironically the next car he's going to catch. So Metcalf doing the old come from behind here. He should be feeling the draft of those cars up ahead of him by now, as you only got to be about a second and a half back, and he's about 1.1 right now on Rickard. And matter of fact, just got a really good run through turn 1 into turn 2 on the south side of the track here. Cars actually rotating really well. Watch him off the corner here. Matter of fact, I'm rotating too well. He's doing a good job of holding his car. Should mention Andrew Medlin has gone by Kovacic for 4th now. So Kovacic and Chu, who are on the other pit strategy, now back to 5th and 6th right now, as Sanders and Gonzo have pulled out to about a second advantage on each other, and then it's about 5 seconds back to Nick Holland in 3rd. And then it is a very long distance back. Actually, that's more of a second, I'm sorry. It's 5 seconds back to Andrew Medlin, so let me get that right. Yeah, you can ask me a question. All questions are available. If anybody has anything to ask, you can. As Kyle Bowling's on the inside of Chu. So move Kyle up to the 6th position here. Yeah, any viewer has a question, I'm always available. I don't mind answering any kind of question, anything like that. As much as I can. Lynch making a pass on Gibbons here for the 8th spot. So you're Nate getting out of the gas there a little bit just to keep his car under him. Tons of battles going on here, and looky here. Scott Rickard now putting pressure on that 31 car. And if you look right behind him, there's Metcalf coming back into the picture. Yeah, what's your question, or what's the bet there, bud? Well, thanks, Roxanne. Yeah, it's one of those things where I've seen it on other streams, and trust me, I respect every stream out there. I know plenty of those people and have become friends with some of them and stuff. But the one thing I notice is a couple things. Actually, there's 2 or 3 things I noticed. But a couple that come to my head. One, a lot of them focus on mainly the leader. As I'm watching Kovacic here make a pass on Bowling, I believe. Or Bowling's going past Kovacic, actually. And Lynch going to go past Chu, but a lot of those guys mostly focus on the leaders. But the other thing, too, is some of them, like, don't read chat that much, I should say. And I'm one of those, like, I look over chat all the time. Matter of fact, I have chat on 2 different screens. I have it over here on my left on my cell phone and over on the right on my computer, so I can see what everybody is saying. Because I want to be a part of the conversation with the viewers, because you guys are a part of the stream. You guys are a part of this broadcast. So yeah, I want to do my part to be able to help you guys be a part of it. And I think Brian Chu is coming to pit road, and so is Kovacic. Here we go. Green flag pit stops. Dairy Queen, look out now. Get yourself a blizzard. Get the old Oreo one, right? Or the Girl Scout mint one that's out right now. Here we go, 4 tires and fuel. Unfortunately, you do not get to see the pit crews. There they go, 9.6 for Chu, 11.8 for George. So a slower stop. And Scott Rickard has had issues. No caution, but something went wrong here. Wow, what happened? Uh-oh. These two hit each other earlier. And they hit each other. Wow. Metcalf up into... Oh, yeah, chocolate chip mint's good, too. Into the 05 here. No caution. But these two were the ones that got involved in the accident earlier. Tough break there. So Gavin Sanders, 1.1 second lead now over Gary Godso, who's got about 2.5 over Nick Collins. So now is when these tires are wearing. And the handling comes into play. My favorite blizzard recently that I've had I've always been a cookies and cream guy. Anything cookies and cream. So, they had the, what are those called? The ones where they put the, like the chocolate syrup in the middle, and it kind of like was like it was like a chocolate center, and then the ice cream was around it in the blizzard. I forget, the Royal, maybe I think it was called. But the Oreo cookies, and then it went around, and then they put the chocolate hot fudge in the middle, and that was really good for a while. And then I went to a Dairy King recently for the first time in a couple years, and they I'm listening to a conversation. That's why I'm kind of distracted for a second. But I went back recently, and they didn't have it. And I was like, oh no! So I went back to the regular Oreo cookie, but. There's so many different ones. I mean, Oreo's good. I've done the Oreo mint. Those ones are awesome. Will do, Ken. Will do, buddy. So 115 laps complete. We should be seeing the leaders start coming to pit road here any minute. Aaron Kofferman drafting here. You see Hale and you see Givens. Ken, if you don't mind me asking, what's your IR, bud? It might be the same race. Who knows? That'd be cool to see, bud. Nick Holland on pit road. Here's the first of the leaders. So 4 tires and fuel. Holland pulls away. Gavin Sanders, the leader's in. Here comes the 16 right there behind him of Velez. And I thought I heard, matter of fact, let's have some fun here. Let's turn the audio on to the drivers again. Let's let you hear them call themselves to pit road. Look at here, green flag pit stops in the Stars and Stripes Indy 500. Sanders, 9.5, he pulls away. And I thought I heard Gary say he was coming to pit road, but he has not yet. Jacob Givens on pit road. And here comes Kyle Bowling to pit road. 60-mile-an-hour speed limit here. Cooper, he might have had damage from the contact. He just got into a small accident with Scott Rickard. And I wonder if he's got damage from that or something. Anyways, 44 pulls away. Here comes Gary Godso to pit road. Right behind I promise he's behind the scoring pylon here. Andrew Medlin coming in with him. Back up to 29 viewers. Awesomeness. I love it. I saw 32 earlier, I think was the max, which is now the second time in Captain TV's less than 1 year history that we have gone over 30 viewers in a race. 4 tires and fuel for Godso. Medlin going to see the same 9.8. Wow, Medlin and Godso, same exact times on pit stops. Mike Lynch and caution's out. We got a wreck. It is in the back straightaway, the 33 of Chris Essery. Oh, this changes things.
Painful. Does anybody know where the paint card's at?
What happens to him? We're going to find out.
Coming out of two.
And ironically, we're having a conversation about Dairy Queen, and the ice cream car goes into the wall. Oh, it gets blasted by somebody. Oh, Ben and Jerry not going to be happy about that. And that is one melted pint of ice cream right there. Who is the car that hit him? I think. Was it this guy right here? Oh, no. Coming out of pit road, too? Sure. Oh, wow. Can you imagine that, coming off pit road and there's somebody waiting for you? All right, so Nate Lynch is going to inherit the lead and come to pit road. Aaron Hale's going to be second. Derek Offerman, Christopher Wade up to fourth. Scott Black is fifth. Now, Sanders, Godso, and those guys were able to stay on the lead lap because it's just possible here at Indianapolis. So, actually, this isn't going to change too much. It's going to give the guys who came to pit road the track position over the guys who did not come to pit road. Okay, Ken, you're a little bit higher than me. Maybe by the end of that race, I might be up there with you. I know I'm in the 19s, and that's only because I had a bad truck race Monday night. Excuse me. Let's talk to a driver here. Well, we got a minute. Let's bring Mr. Medlin down here. A young man I got to have a little verbal fun with earlier in Discord, and we're going to talk to him for a quick second. Andrew, you got a copy, buddy?
How you doing up there?
I'm good, man. Hopefully you're having a good time so far. 120 laps in, 300 miles. And you're sitting here in the fifth position, been running up in the top five most of the night here so far. Talk about your race so far and how you're doing out there.
So we've, we didn't qualify too well, and by we I mean me, myself, and I. Started near the back there. Have nobody to blame but me, but really, as you know, this is a long race. Keep it clean, keep it out of the wall, and we've really been, or I've really been happy with the progress we've made. Been running pretty much P4 to P6 most of the race, and I just want to make it to 25 to go and see if I got something for these shoes up front.
So I must ask for a friend. Is the me, myself, and the I controlling each item of the bars and the weight jacker?
Believe it. So those three fingers are staying busy here. This is quite different than a stock car, which is where most of these guys in this group spend most of our time, but it's been a lot of fun enjoying the race so far.
So I got to ask the obvious question. Is you got a half lap before you go green here. What is the one thing you've learned the most in the 120 laps?
If you are behind another car going into the corner, you better be letting off. So just about knocked the wall down coming out of 1 and 3 a few times early in the run. So that's been quite a big adjustment as far as clean air versus the dirty stuff. But I feel pretty comfortable now, so looking forward to these last laps.
All right, bud. Well, hey, good luck, and go get them.
Yep, appreciate it, Chris.
Absolutely, you too. That is Andrew Medlin running in the fifth position. What channel? You were in the Wolfpack?
Back racing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you're doing one there now. I just looked up and see nobody else in that room. So, unfortunately for him, he's up there hanging out by himself now. But Andrew Medlin running in the fifth position. So that's another cool thing about iRacing. If you've never watched a broadcast before, is yes, we can chat with the drivers, much like they do in real life. So, going to come to the green flag with 78 laps to go. And Gavin Sanders going to bring him back to the green flag after the pit stop cycle through Godso, Holland, Kyle Bowling, and Andrew Medlin, your top 5 now. Mike Lynch up to 6th, Aaron Hale, Derek Offerman, Nate Lynch, who's the first car to pit with the caution. And Christopher Wade now up to 10th. And here comes Holland. He's going to try a 2-for-1 move. Got him. What a move by Holland. And Gavin's going to take the lead back. Kyle Bowling here in the 4th position. Oh, Gary getting a little squirrely there off turn 3, it looked like. And a go catcher. And Gary's going to lose 2 spots because of it. Medlin goes by and Bowling. So Godso, the farthest back he's been all night, in the 5th position. Offerman to the inside of Hale, 4 position, so down to 19 cars it looks like on the track now. As Sanders and Holland continue to swamp the lead out. Those two going to play this game, and now Mike Lynch to the inside. He's going to go past Gary, so Gary's off the pace here. Not sure what has happened to the 15. Go back. This is the pass for the lead a second ago. I want to see if Gary might be saving fuel, or did Gary have something happen? Let's see. Okay, there. Pitted at lap 118, 120. No, he shouldn't be saving fuel. He pitted at lap 118. If you do 30 laps, you're going to 148, 178, and you're good to... There's your answer. He caught the wall right there. So his car is damaged right now. That's why he's going backwards. So unfortunately for Gary, and he should have a reset to use still. Holland and Sanders now fighting it out. They got about half second on Bowling, who has snuck his way up there in the 3rd very quietly. There's a 35 getting past Metcalf. Get passed by Aaron Wade, or Aaron Hale, I'm sorry. Lynch and Wade, and then you got Jacob Givens back here trying to make the pass on Godso. So Gary is way off the pace. And knowing Gary, he might try to go off strategy here now that he's got some issues. If Gary can get, ooh, that was close, to 140, 10 more laps somehow, and get to pit road. Oh, we got trouble back on the front straightaway there. Somebody in the back is wrecked. The 16 is around. No one's around him, though, right now, so he's going to probably get off track, and he does. But Thomas Velez, heavy left side damage, and continues on. If Gary can get close to 140, that'll allow him to go 30-30 to the finish and use the reset and get the car fixed. I can't guarantee anything right now, Coop, but we'll see. I will do everything I can, brother. There's Offerman. Kind of surprised he's running 6th gear, but he might not know any better. Usually when you're out in clean air like this, you want to go 5th gear and let the revs go higher, and you'll actually carry a little bit more speed in the corners, but he probably doesn't know that. Still hauling the mail, 220 mile an hour down into these corners. The track record here, for those who don't know, is all of 237 miles an hour, and it was done in 1995 by Scott Brayton. And the unfortunate part about that is he lost his life later on in the month of May in a practice crash and was never able to start that Indy 500 race. Just to sum this up, right now their laps around here are probably more in the 220 mile an hour range, maybe 215, 220. Offerman now trying to hold off Mike Lynch for position. Again, these cars again starting to get spread out. Yeah, I'm going to go with the first one probably because it's very easy to go into a top gear like that. I actually learned recently you really can't save fuel much in that gear like that. You're more saving fuel running in the draft behind another car. So Gavin Sanders continuing to lead. Yeah, I think I got your name wrong 100 times, Doug, and I'm sorry. Hooper. It's the way the world works, right? The hardest things in the world are easy, and the easiest things in the world are hard. So I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I appreciate you coming with the positivity and the laughter about it. I hope I didn't offend you with it, my friend. If I did, I apologize. So back here, 10th position. Godso has gotten back into a rhythm. He's gotten ahead of Jacob Gibbons, but Brian Chu right there behind him also. So Chu going to make the pass. Here comes Black and Kovacic now joining the battle. Lead battle now starting to settle out a little bit with the handling coming into play. Gavin Sanders led the most laps tonight. Holland right there in second. Bowling only about 7/10 back, so he's in the running here still. Medlin. And as I mentioned, Offerman up there in the top 5. And once again, I do ask for you, the viewers tonight watching, if you're new to the channel, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button, please. And join us for broadcasting later on. Of course, I'm on every day of the week, especially once we get outside the holiday week again. We'll get back to regular daytime. And I know you guys run an ARCA series and also an Xfinity series, I believe it is, Tuesday and Thursday. So I wish you guys nothing but the best in that, and much appreciative of you guys allowing me to be a part of this as we come up to 60 laps to go here very shortly. Yeah, I think your dad has pulled the car off the track. Jason Metcalf looks like is off the track now. With Holland, about a second off now. His fastest lap, he's about a second behind Gavin. You'll see Gavin right here in turn 1. There's Nick. So running pretty wide open. I mean, maybe lifting the throttle just a little bit. Turn 2 right here is tricky. You can see him fighting the wheel there, swatting some flies a little bit. These 4 corners are all 90-degree corners, but each one drives so different. You can see the back end just swinging around there. He might want to throw a little bit more jacker into it. Or actually take a little out, I'm sorry. As you can see, the back end is kind of getting squirrely in 2 and 4. Like right here, he's actually okay. Actually getting a little tight. There's the loose that's coming off. Watch this here. You can just see the back end trying to spin around. No, that is the position. It doesn't show you outside the car unless you're in the race what somebody's in. So Holland's actually just says position 2. For those who don't know what drift is talking about, I'll show you here in a second. If you look down here in the bottom, when you're actually in the Indy car, you can actually see all the settings. They won't show you because we're in spectator mode here where I'm watching from. But if you look down here in these boxes, there's 2 red boxes on the left. Those are the roll bars. The weight jacker is the 3rd screen. The 4th one is actually something you only see on road courses in an Indy car, is push to pass. So what that does is gives you a bump in horsepower to let you pass somebody on a road course. That's what that 4th box is. The 5th box would be your miles per gallon average on gas. And then the POS here on the right, the 2, that is position. For those who have never seen what the IndyCar wheel on iRacing looks like there. So if you've never had a chance to watch an IndyCar race on TV, I would suggest take some time on Sunday, watch the Indy 500, watch some of the other races that they do. IndyCar racing has become very popular and a lot of fun to watch. You never know who's going to win those races. You just don't. So Brian Chu going to be the first one to pit road, and here comes also Kovacic. These were the two that pitted early, and now they're coming to pit road, lap 144. The window is open for these guys to make it one more stop after this. Oh, that's a little too far. Kovacic, I think, slid over his stall a little bit. His night has not been getting any better, it looks like. 12.7 for Kovacic. As you see, Chu is still in his pit stall right now. And the battle for second is starting to shape up as Bowling and Medlin are starting to get into this picture a little bit. Later, Cooper. Have a good night, bud. So as I was starting to say, I appreciate you guys being a part of it. Hit that subscribe button. And just to let everybody know, I guess I haven't said my name too much, so nobody probably knows who I am. I'm the captain is the nickname, but Chris Scala, appreciate you guys watching tonight. It's my pleasure and honor to be here as we hit the midnight hour on the East Coast, where I'm at in the northeastern part of Georgia, right outside the mountains. And we have a car off the track. It was the 3 of Brian Chu with issues. And I think somebody might have a Code Brown moment, because I just heard somebody yell something that you would not say on the air. So Gary Godso to pit road. Here comes Gavin Sanders in. So Gary's going to pull away a 8.7 second stop. Good stop for him. I'm sure he used his reset right there. As Gavin, 9.4, and then Nick Holland a 9.4 also. As green flag pit stops with 52 laps to go. Kyle Bowling now leading. I want to send a shout out to the camera people from Track Cams 4 Gourmet. You might notice the link over there in the description on YouTube. If you have not heard of those guys, you can always go over to trackcams22.com, as Itzvan is the gentleman's name who has put together all of the cameras he has put together are the closest thing to real life you will see. And it's my pleasure to be able to broadcast those on tonight's race and throughout, of course, every league race and stuff that I get to broadcast. So that's where tonight you've seen, you go watch the Indianapolis broadcast on Sunday, you'll see pretty much what it looks like right here. That is the fun part about this kind of stuff, is it makes people feel like they're actually in the real Indy 500. As here comes Bowling to pit road. This will hand the lead to Andrew Medlin. Now Brian Chu is back on track. Unfortunately, he spent a couple laps on pit road now after that accident. Derek Offerman also in. Four tires and fuel, and there goes the 44 with a 9.8 second stop. Here comes Medlin to pit road. And I think you're going to see Mike Litch come to pit road also. Here comes Mike on pit road, so we'll keep an eye on both these pit stops. Medlin 9.8. Let's see what Mike Lynch does. 9.9, so he pulls away. So Aaron Hale takes the lead over. And he's got Nate Lynch there behind him and Christopher Wade in third, with Gavin Sanders now fourth on the fresher tires. And I think you're going to see Hale come to pit road here. So Aaron Hale to pit road. That's going to leave Nate Lynch out. And right now I'm seeing only two cars in this lead pack that have not come to pit road yet. Nate Lynch is one. The other one is Scott Black in the 8 car. That's the 53 coming out right there with him. And here comes Nate to pit road right now, 154. So the green flag cycle about to finish up, as we will have 45 laps to go in the Stars and Stripes Indianapolis 500. And hopefully you've enjoyed the broadcast. Hopefully you've enjoyed the race and what has been a lot of fun. I notice my viewer count's kind of dropping now all of a sudden after midnight. So Nate 4 tires and fuel, and he pulls away. So that hands the lead to Gavin Sanders right there. He's got 5.2 seconds over Nick Holland, who's got about a second over Andrew Medlin. He's got about 4/10 over Kyle Bowling. Now, it does look like Gary Gonzo did use his reset, as he's running times comparable with the leader right now. So Gary, unfortunately, has lost all that track position now after the situation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Or ma'am. Sorry, Tackus. I don't know who you are. I don't want to get one wrong. This fight here for second is getting tighter and tighter. Kovacic there in the 12th position. No, that's fine. You never know anymore. I mean, with nicknames and stuff like that, it's like I want to cover all ground. I'm not here to offend anybody. I just want to respect everybody for who they are and stuff, you know? We look back at the 44 bowling from Medlin here, who's in the top 3. Got a little loose there. You saw that backhand wiggle. We're at the 400-mile mark. 2 laps from now. Little brotherly love here starting to shape up, I think, if they're brothers. I don't even know if they are, but I'm assuming they are. Nate and Mike Lynch battling it out for 7th. See the 3 there, Brian Chu, who's now 16th, 5 laps down. After being involved in a mistake on coming off pit road, he said he clipped the grass as he was trying to adjust something and it wrecked himself. And speaking of wrecks, Kyle McCoy has had issues on the track. He is towed to pit road, so we stay green. Oh, no right front tire on the 18. That could have easily brought out another caution, but it is not, and we stay green. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your help there. So the teammates all trying to work together there. Gavin Sanders has dominated this race. He's led the most laps tonight. How many? Unfortunately, I don't know because I don't have that telemetry in front of me. But he has a 6.6 second lead over Nick Holland right now. There they are coming out of turn 2. You got Andrew Medlin in 3rd. Kyle Bowling and Derek Hoffman, your top 5. Checking back on the brothers as the battle for the 7th position continues, and I think they're trying to make headway on Aaron Hale, who's about 3 seconds ahead. As Nate just kind of rolls up in the draft up to Mike. He kind of drafts off him a little bit. Typical Indianapolis 500 fashion. We've had all the cautions happened about the first half of the race, and now we've gone over a pit stop now under the green flag, which is awesome to see. Great racing. The question is, will it finish that way? Had over 30 viewers multiple times tonight. Appreciate that. And what has been a lot of fun. less than 35 laps to go now. Just watching the couple battles moving here the last little bit. There's Kyle Bowling. As I mentioned, Kyle in the 4th position, looking to steal a podium finish potentially here. That Delphi number 44, a little bit of a Scott Sharp throwback. You see him getting the draft down the back straightaway, starting to get that run. I haven't really talked about Jacob Gibbons tonight. He's done a great job in the 11th position. He's kept it on the lead lap most of the night. Out here running by himself. James Burchett watching the race tonight. Of course, Brian, unfortunately, 3 laps down in 14th right now. Been involved in some accidents tonight. I don't believe any of his doing. So a very entertaining race here tonight. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the race. I know it's been a learning experience for a lot of guys, but I do want to take a minute to shout out to Nate Lynch for, again, reaching out to me about broadcasting this race. And him and I have kept in contact, and I told him back at the beginning, I said, hey, I might not be able to help you right now, but stay in contact with me because you never know what night I'll be available. And he emailed me last week, and I was ready to roll. I said, let's go. So you see Medlin hold on to the 3rd position, about 0.6 of a second ahead of Bowling. Got Holland about 0.6 up in the 2nd position. And he's got the lap car of Kovacic there in the 12th position right now. And Gavin Sanders out to a 9-second lead now. He's over here in the North Chute, heading into turn 4 right now. And still got one more pit stop left in this race. Down the back straightaway, watching Nate continue to push his brother there, and he's got his teammate there of Wade, or not Wade, that's I'm sorry, that's Chu behind him. Wade is in the next position behind him. About 12 seconds back right now. There's Gavin just checking in on him here. Nick Collin running in second position. As you see a little ways up there now, looking from the blimp. It's an awesome view looking down the front straightaway there, passing the pagoda. And here goes the final round of pit stops. Derek Offerman's in. So the question is, do any of these cars try to go as long as they can and try to short fill, they call it here in IndyCar racing? Because the less fuel you have in these cars, believe it or not, the better off you are when it comes to weight. And it causes you to go faster, where in a stock car, normally it adds weight to the front end and it causes you to be very tight. So Offerman, 7.9 second stop. All right, Aaron Hale's on pit road. So is Kovacic. Tires and fuel, and Aaron Hale pulls away, running in the 9th position right now. Get a winner tonight, going to get $80. Second place will get 40. Third place getting 20. And in 25 laps, we'll know who that is, as here comes Nick Holland and Kyle Bolin to pit road. Gary Gonzo's in. Here comes Gavin Sanders now. The leaders are all coming in. Final round of pit stops, at least under green flag, with 25 to go. Tires and fuel, you see Gary get away. Gary holding on to a top 10 position, and right behind him, here comes Gavin out of pit road. Gavin a 9.0 second stop, so great stop for him. Gary actually better with an 8.7, so we are getting there. 25 laps to go in this Stars and Stripes Indianapolis 500. I am the captain, Chris Scala. Hopefully you've enjoyed the broadcast tonight. I'm sorry to hear that, Leon, but so just waiting for Andrew Medlin, Nate Lynch, and Mike Lynch. When they come to pit road, that'll hand the lead to Gavin Sanders, and he'll be on his way. Medlin crossing the line, so 22 to go. Oh, into the wall goes Kovacic. He did a good job saving it. If he'd have spun out, that might have been issues, as Nate Lynch to pit road from third. And again, while we're wrapping up here in the next few minutes, we'll do interviews and stuff. We'll talk to some drivers about their race and stuff. I do want to invite everybody tomorrow morning to the second ever racing marathon I've ever done. First one was a 6-hour Watkins Glen race a couple years ago, but tomorrow night, 1,800 miles, Saturday and Sunday, I should say, running at Charlotte in the 600 on iRacing. Going to raise money for the American Cancer Society, and cannot wait for that tomorrow morning. I'm going to get some sleep here as soon as we're done tonight, and get up at about 5:15 Eastern time, and get ready to go racing at 6 a.m. and then at noon, 1,200 miles in 6 hours. Actually, longer than 6 hours, more about 10 hours. But going to raise money for the American Cancer Society tomorrow night. Yeah, no joke there. That was pretty tough for her. She wasn't happy either. All right, so Medlin, the only car not to come to pit road now. There he is in the lead. But would love for everybody to be a part of that broadcast here this weekend. Leon, I was going to do 2,400, but had to do a broadcast last night. And I was going to do a 24-hour marathon over the Monday, but unfortunately not able to do that this year. Had some work conflicts, some schedules come up and stuff, and so I just kept it simple with the racing part. So there's Christopher Wade in the third position, trying to get a podium, as Bowling coming up on the back of Nick Holland. Holland was one of the faster cars earlier in this race, led some laps and everything. And Nick has fallen back to the fourth position here, about 2/10 back from Holland. Medlin's still out there right now. 22-second lead over Gavin Sanders. And now here he comes to pit road. So 18 laps to go. That is going to hand the lead to Gavin Sanders. Who is well on his way. If he can just run these last 17 laps without a yellow hanky flying on the track, he's on his way to a win here in the Stars and Stripes Indy 500. So Gavin with a 13-second lead now over Medlin, who actually comes out second after all that takes place here. So he overcuts Kyle Bowling and Nick Holland, it looks like, here, and up to second. So what a pit stop by the 12 team. So as you see on the screen, 9 cars on the lead lap. The last one is Gary Godso, who unfortunately caught the wall running second. He had been up front with Sanders all night, and it separated him out. The damage dropped him all the way down to 10th, and he's only recovered up to the 9th spot right now. And he is almost 40 seconds back. 14 to go. As you see, Wade has gone a lap down. So now, as I mentioned, the 9 cars on the lead lap here. Looks like this fight for second might be getting tight as Bowling is really getting to the back gearbox of this 12. To go. Kyle got a little tight there. .227 down into turn 3. .213 there in turn 4. Where the draft comes in, runs 6th gear, top gear in these cars. More of a drafting gear. He gets a little bit of air on his nose there. You heard him have to kind of break the throttle a little bit. That helped him push up the track. Gavin Sanders out here just running clean laps, logging laps. Only about a 10th off his pace right now. He pitted about 14 laps ago or so. Sure, some of these guys are probably getting tired now, obviously, with this long green flag run and the way that these cars handle, having to go through all the weight jacker and all the bars and stuff like that. Lap fastest on the track, Andrew Medlin ran a 40.89, fastest lap of the race. And I don't think that lap's done. I think there's more cars that are going to run just as fast, if not faster, as they get close to the finish, trying to get whatever they can here in this race. Nine laps to go. Everybody's starting to really spread themselves out from each other. No real battles on the track. See if Gary actually lets Gavin go by here as he's getting within his draft here. Eight laps to go. And Kyle's starting to fall back a little bit there. One car spinning on the pit road. Nick Holland is wrecked off turn 4. And he gets to pit road. Oh no, a tough break for the 68, who has had a fantastic run all night. And it just got thrown away. Wrong button. What happened to Mr. Holland? Oh, I'm sure he is not going to be a happy camper. just comes around on him. Gets loose and spins it down to the inside wall and hits it. Oh, tough break. Destroys the right front. He gets the reset, gets back out, and might still be able to get to a top 10, but he is going to be 11th right now as he comes off pit road, and he's got about 4 seconds to get to Jacob Gibbons in 10th. Yeah, that's definitely unlucky, man. That's a bummer for them. Gavin's lead been able to hold steady at about 14 seconds. Andrew Medlin with about a 1.1 second lead from Kyle Bowling. And it's 8 seconds back to now 4th place Derek Offerman after the wreck by Holland. Aaron Hale now up to 5th. Nate Lynch up to 6th. Mike Lynch, Gary Godso, Christopher Wade. Godso just holding on to the tail end of the lead lap here. Yeah, I'm about to be right behind you there, Drifter. See you in the morning. Oh, and caution comes out. Kovacic has had issues. And guess what? There are green-white checker finishes. Oh, boy. Kovacic loses off the back straightaway, piles it into the tire barriers, and spins it back onto the track. And that brings a caution out for the 11th time. And what was nearly a 100-lap run now turns into what is going to be a shootout for this finish. Unfortunate deal there for a guy that had a great start to the race, and unfortunately it's gone downhill in the last 100 laps. So, who comes to pit road for tires? Answer right now is nobody. Or was that the 53 of Wade is going to get back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. So again, for those who just joined us, this league, Stars and Stripes, is a predominant NASCAR league, stock car league that runs mostly stock cars. They run this event for fun and to run the Indy cars. Obviously, they don't get to do that and put money on the line and stuff. But most of the rules in this race are for NASCARs because that's what they wanted to run and that's what they're used to. So we're seeing wave arounds tonight. We're seeing lucky dogs. And more importantly, here at the finish, we're seeing a green-white checker finish. You'll never see a green-white checker finish as far as I'm concerned ever in an IndyCar race, and you'll never see maybe a lucky dog type thing. But that's the cool part about iRacing is you get the options to throw these in. And I think I think for a league like this, I'm actually okay with it from a fan side because you know what, this league is a predominant stock car league where in the past we've had another league I won't mention host a race like this, a 250-mile IndyCar race that had green-white checkers in it, and there were a lot of angry people at the end, and understandably so because that one was a predominant IndyCar league. So I think tonight you're going to see what is going to be a very exciting finish here. And I think you're going to see some unhappy people in the end. But we should get one to go this time by. And even if, you know what, even if there wasn't a green-white checker here, we'd have a one-lap shootout. So this race would not be over at all. They're just going to get an extra lap as of right now. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic race. Down the back straightaway, can Gavin Sanders hold off this thing? He's been the dominant car. You got all the lead lap cars are in the front now. That is one thing that is cool about this series and what you see in IndyCar racing is usually after 10 to go, all the lead lap cars come to the front, the lap cars go to the back, and it gets settled amongst the front, where you're going to see 9 cars on the lead lap as we come to the green flag. Here we go, pace car going to pull off as Sanders going to be able to lead him to the green. And these guys are on older tires here, so you're going to see handling come into play. Here we go, Sanders trying to break the draft. Got a good start. Can Medlin pull the upset here? Oh, Gonzo's wrecking off too. Into the wall. Gary Gonzo is wrecked and no caution. We stay green. Here he comes. White flag, final lap in Indianapolis 500. Holland and Gibbons also wrecked. But we're going to keep it here on the front. Sanders trying to get the draft broken of Medlin. Off of turn 4. Medlin trying to make a move. Not going to be enough. I believe Sanders wins the Indy 500. Gavin Sanders has won the Stars and Stripes Indianapolis 500 here at Virtual Indy. Yeah, I'm saying 9/100ths of a second being the finish. Thanks, Leon, for watching. What a finish. What a race it was. In the end, we'll show the results here from the race. That was just wild. Gavin Sanders, by, what was that, 9/100ths of a second, wins it over Medlin. Bowling third. Aaron Hale finishes fourth. Derek Offerman fifth. Nate Lynch gets by Mike to finish sixth. Christopher Wade seventh. Make that Mike Lynch seventh. I'm sorry. Wade eighth. Scott Black ninth. Gary Godso 10th. Jacob Gibbons 11th. Nick Holland 12th. Brian Burchett 13th. Brian Chu 14th. Kovacic finishing 15th. Kyle McCoy, Jason Metcalf, and Thomas Velez finishing in 17th and 18th. Brian Lynch 19th. 20th goes to Chris Essery. Scott Rickard 21st. Mark Beverly 22nd. Dennis Steele 23rd. 24th Ken MacArthur. 25th Lance Thompson. 26th to Douglas Hooper. 27th Thomas Teagan. Hey, I got your name right, Douglas. Cody Moore at 28th. 29th Sam Johnson. 30th Gary Johnson. 31st Sammy Davis. And 32nd did not start the race, Max Ward. Man, oh man, what a finish that was. Let's see if I could find my way to get to Gary. I might have a way to get to Gavin. Let's see. Yep, I do. Look at this. I'm going to jump over to another broadcast booth here for a second and bring in Gavin Sanders. Gotta love when I can just jump Discords real quickly and get to the winning driver over here. But Gavin, man, what a job tonight. Dominant job by you and your teammate early in the race. Some issues happened, but Gavin, you come in here tonight, and I knew when I got the message from Nate, he's like, yeah, Gavin Sanders signed up too. I'm like, uh-oh. You definitely showed him tonight and dominated this race and got the win.
Yeah, thanks, man. I don't even know. This normally isn't one of my better tracks, but definitely big shout out to Gary. We kind of controlled the first half of the race, and once you have that track position, you can't really it's hard to fall back on it unless you make a silly mistake. So we definitely kind of controlled the first half, and from there it was more or less just making sure that we had enough fuel. But yeah, it all worked out in the end, and I'm pumped. This was a big win, and this is a lot of momentum for all my other series that are coming up with Indy soon.
Yeah, it was a fun race, and obviously a little different. This league is a predominantly stock car league, so they threw the little stock car twist into them, which I think was kind of cool for a race like this. I mean, I explained this how normally like a dominant IndyCar league like the couple that you're in, I could see, okay, don't do it. But tonight, you got those little twists and threw in the green-white checkers and stuff, and that made it wild at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still not really sure of what caused that caution there.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go back and look, but yeah, the green-white checker definitely kept me on my toes. Got me sweating there towards the end. I got kind of settled in and just focused on hitting my marks, and then the yellow came out, and I just knew, oh, here we go. This is where I choke and something happens, right? But thankfully that wasn't the case, and we managed to come through with it. So, but yeah, it's a bit different with some of the more predominantly stock car used caution rules, but what can you do, right? I'm visiting not on my home court, so I'll have to play to it, but it is what it is, and we managed to get it anyways, so no problem at all.
Well, great job tonight, man. You've won the Indy 500 for the Stars and Stripes here, and great job tonight. Get a little bit of cash, too, to add on to the list, and great job, and send shout-outs whoever you like to.
Well, first, big shout-out to Team Vor for getting me all set up in this. Big shout-out to Gary for getting me all involved and giving me the opportunity. Shout out to Braden Motorsport, Alpine Stars, Stilo, and Fat Bastard Burrito. But yeah, just unreal. Yeah, this is the first 500-mile race in the IndyCar here I've done, and what a first try, I guess. So super grateful to everybody that was involved.
Absolutely. Well, great job, Gavin. Congratulations, man. Go celebrate.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Gavin Sanders, the winner tonight here of the Indy 500 for the Stars and Stripes. So congratulations to him on that. I am actually going to jump back over now into the other room, and let's see. Yep, there's second place, Mr. Medlin, who unfortunately somebody has to finish second in a race. And tonight it is Andrew, who did everything he could to try to catch Gavin and had the move made, but the start-finish line came too soon. Andrew, did you think that you even had a chance to run second at this race after the beginning and stuff?
I got to tell you what, Chris, no, I didn't. But my little water bottle trick worked there at the end. Chucked that on the track somehow. I don't know where that came from. Little NASCAR move there, but I think all of us were confused where that caution came from. So just to have a shot at the win was really exciting there. I mean, Gavin was really the star of the show there. He was dominating, and heck, I was so close. So instead of the jug of milk, I guess I'll be drinking a Dixie cup of milk here.
Nothing wrong with that. You get a little cool down there for you. But I can't confirm that the wreck was actually from the 65 off of turn 2. Was the actual caution in the end. I showed it on the replay earlier, and I know you're in the car, so you're not able to see the replay. But needless to say, man, I see Tampa is your hometown. You represented Florida well up here in Indianapolis and stuff tonight, and talk about the experience of running a 500-mile race in IndyCar.
This is the longest race I've ever done. It's my first real race in one of these Indy cars. Me and a bulk of the other drivers in this race pretty much stick to the stock cars. So other than the one or two little 50-lap races we've done over the last several weeks in preparation, I'm really excited to finish first out of all the losers.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, I mean, nobody likes finishing second, but to do 200 laps in the IndyCar here, yeah, it's pretty tough to do. I can speak for that also. So great job, Andrew. Send shout-outs whoever you like to, man.
Yeah, give a shout out to my wife Sarah and my dad Bruce. I think maybe my nephews might be watching up in Atlanta, Ethan and Owen, and my brother Aaron tend to watch these broadcasts. So appreciate all their support, and just had a really great time to come from P17 all the way up to finishing second. I feel like I practically won the race. So fun time, great race with these guys, and thanks for the call, Chris.
Absolutely, you too, Andrew. Well, nice job, man. And we will talk soon or something, but go celebrate, man.
Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
You too, sir. You too. Thank you. And that is Andrew Medlin there finishing second. And to the third place finisher we go, Kyle Bowling from the Nebraska area, the Cornhusker, I assume. Unless he's a Creighton fan or something, which, is totally cool. Let me see if I can get him... if I can find him. I don't see anybody else in here. Everybody's bailed out of here, it looks like. I'll wait a second to see if... I'll wait here a minute to see if we get Mr. Kyle in here. If not, then we'll go ahead and get off, and I'm going to go get some sleep and get ready for tomorrow's 600-mile race, or 1,200 miles I get to do in 2 races. So tomorrow I get up here in about 4 hours. So looking forward to all that fun. So while that goes on, shout out to everybody for allowing me to be a part of this broadcast. I had an absolute blast. Thank you for all the kind words from everybody watching on the stream tonight. Jacob, sorry to see what happened there at the end, bud. For everybody that ran tonight, I appreciate everybody's efforts. That was a lot of fun. I hope everybody had a good time tonight, and I hope everybody goes back and is able to enjoy the stream. That's all I can ask for. So I appreciate everybody letting me be a part of it, and I'm sure we'll do it again sometime in the very near future. Shout out to Nate Lynch for reaching out to me, and we'll stay in contact as always. And when something opens up and you guys have something, I'll be glad to come back and join and broadcast the race. So appreciate everybody doing that. Appreciate all the viewers tonight. Over 30 multiple times, and here we are still over 15 viewers at 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. So, so great job. And a great job to all the finishers here this evening in the race. And let me check one more time. I don't see Kyle. So we're just going to go ahead and get off the air here and go relax and get ready for tomorrow. But appreciate everybody. Appreciate the Stars and Stripes Racing League for allowing me to be a part of the broadcast, all the drivers. iRacing for the platform they give us to allow us to do this. A 500-mile race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the virtual one. And just a shout out again to the fans, to the racers, and also to Track Cams for Gourmets. Want to give them one more shout out. Go check out their cameras if you haven't already in the forums of iRacing, or go to trackcams22.com. So with that said, congratulations to Gavin Sanders on winning the Virtual Indy 500 here from Stars and Stripes. So a great job on his part, and everybody else for being a part of this awesome race. And with that said, I always have a saying I like to say: this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See ya!
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go of fear you're holding. The fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know what I'm in for. A white knuckle ride. You got a fix for me, you know what I need. Oh, it's a breakneck speed. Might as well enjoy the ride. The air around exploding, it won't slow me down. A sailing soul. Whoa, whoa. Hands all that weight you run up, crashing thunder, lift it up to the wind. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know what I'm in for. A white knuckle ride. You got a fix for me, you know what I need. Oh, it's a breakneck speed. Might as well enjoy the ride. You got a fix for me, you know what I need. Oh, it's a breakneck speed.
Get strong.